Now, if you are a sitting member of our illustrious state legislature, then actually, and you only need to get a majority of those people to agree to have a ballot initiative, and then you get a ballot initiative. So that's actually how we got these two ballot initiatives. It was not a movement of a citizen movement of people across Ohio. It was because people in our state legislature, specifically Republicans, decided that they wanted two ballot initiatives in this midterm election. And we are going to take them one by one. The first is called Issue 1. That's not its official name. The official name is actually, and I looked these up on the Secretary of State website. You can too, but again, who has time for that? I do, so that's why I'm doing the work for you. To require courts to consider factors like public safety when setting the amount of bail. That's Issue 1. Very long title. What does it mean? It's a joint resolution of the General Assembly. Like I just said, this was not a citizen movement. This was people in the state legislature that decided they wanted this on the ballot. We're going to get into later why I think that they probably wanted this, but that's not where we're going to start. We're going to start with the language. A majority yes is necessary for the amendment to pass. So that just means of all the millions of people who are likely to vote in this midterm election in Ohio, November 8th, if more of them say yes to this versus no, this becomes the law of Ohio. It will now be language in our Constitution. Many people will show up to vote and have no idea what these issues are about. It doesn't matter. You press yes on this, then you are part of potentially changing the constitutional language of Ohio. You vote no, the language stays as it is. So it says to amend Section 9 of Article 1 of the Constitution. We're going to get back to what the existing language is, but let's start with what they're proposing to change it to. And again, with the state legislature, i.e. that supermajority that has been gerrymandering, ignoring the law, this is what they think the law should be. New laws that they're proposing. Okay, great. Require Ohio courts, when setting the amount of bail, to consider public safety. There's that term again, public safety. They keep saying that. Including the seriousness of the offense, as well as a person's criminal record, the likelihood a person will return to court, and any other factor the Ohio General Assembly may prescribe. That is very meaningful there. So now what that's saying is that any other factor the Ohio General Assembly may prescribe means, hey, courts, we can just at any moment as the state legislature say that now you need to consider this when you're determining what bail is. What's bail? Bail determines whether or not you get to leave jail before you're actually tried for the crime that you have been accused of. Okay, so we also have this other issue, Issue 2. You've probably heard even less about this one because this one is also completely useless. It's not solving a real problem. And unfortunately, that's so much of what our politics has become about. Not solving problems, not serving the people, partisan, political gamemanship. And it's exactly why people don't care and they don't pay attention. So I totally understand when a lot of people say they hate politics. But anyway, again, could be a whole nother episode. So Issue 2, here's the real language. Secretary of State website, anybody can look this up, Google it, it's there. The official title, to prohibit local government from allowing non-electors to vote. What does that mean? We're going to dig into it. This was also proposed by our lovely General Assembly, not being responsive to the people, so that's fun. A majority yes vote necessary for the amendment to pass, same as Issue 1, and the proposed amendment would require that only a citizen of the United States who is at least 18 years of age, and who has been a legal resident and registered voter for at least 30 days can vote at any state or local election held in this state. It also says that it prohibits local governments from allowing a person to vote in local elections if they are not legally qualified to vote in state elections. So to put in another way, this issue, this proposed amendment to our Constitution, this issue that went through our General Assembly with a joint resolution, is to make sure that people who are not citizens of the United States cannot vote. Does anybody know any citizens, or any non-citizens here in the state of Ohio who are voting? Have you ever heard about a lot of people who have immigrated to Ohio and have not become citizens yet, and they are just trying to sneak in and figure out a way to vote? I know that I haven't either. And so to me, it is already very clear that you have to be a citizen to vote. This proposed amendment to the Constitution, Issue 2, therefore is not necessary